Hello and welcome to this lesson on the lovely old tune Beatrice Hill's Three-Handed Reel. I know you're going to want to know who Beatrice Hill was, and she was a lady in England. She lived in the Bromsborough Heath area of the Forest of Dean in Gloucestershire. She was a Melodeon player, and her dad was the local publican and the local Morris Sides fool. The recording that most people know is one that she made in about 1954, 55, something like that. Anyway, it's a fairly rough old recording played on a one-row Melodeon. We tend to play it on a two-row these days, and it's in the key of D major. Now, this is quite interesting because I haven't done very many lessons in the key of D major on my DG Melodeon, so I'm going to rectify that today. We're going to be mainly on the D row, so all notes on this row will have the normal heads. Any notes on the G row will have diamond heads. We're going to play a few notes down in this area here, so we tend to play on the lower pitched notes on these buttons up here more than these. That will give us much needed practice in that area, and we're also going to play a few nice little harmonies as well. So let's get started. The first note is isolated at the top of the page in a pickup bar. A pickup bar is where we don't have a complete bar to start with. Our first note is A on the D row, don't forget normal head, and it's third finger. It's on the push and it says NC, that's no chord, no left hand. Okay, so you count 1, 2, 3, come in on beat 4. 4 beats of the bar all the way through this, and notice the two sharps in the key signature, that's D major. All F's and C's are sharpened unless I tell you otherwise. So there's your first note, 1, 2, 3. Now because the first bar is all on the push, make sure you pulled your bellows out enough to cope with that. And the first note of the first complete bar is a B, and notice it has a diamond head because it's over here on the G row, finger 2. Okay, so you go A, B, climbing up one tone. In case you don't know that word, tone, tone does not refer to a note, it refers to the distance between two notes. The shortest distance between two notes is a semitone, like that F sharp to G there. But A to B is a tone, up two semitones. And then we run down and up, and I'm talking about pitch. It's very confusing on the Melodeon, isn't it? Because as we climb up this way, the notes get lower, and as we climb down that way, the notes get higher. So we've got the B, like I say, on the G row, and then we play A again, that we played in our pickup bar. The button above gives us F sharp, button above that gives us D, then we return to the F sharp and to the A, and the little finger is nicely placed for the note D. Now it says pos H right at the beginning of the tune. That is my code for position home. That means that the first finger is on the root note, which is D, of course. Button 4 on this fourth button start instrument. Button 3 if you've got a third button start. So that's your position that you start the tune in. You don't stay there all the while, but you do at least start there. So there's our first little section. And by the way, bar number 1, the first complete bar, is counted 1, 2 and 3 and 4, and it's a crotchet and then it's 6 quavers. So it gives you 1, 2, 3. And you can see the fingers written on top. Now this is an old sheet of music that I pulled out of my folder, so it's got a few things that I don't tend to do these days. The fingering is on top, which is a bit unusual. And I haven't written the bass out in full, I've just written the basic chord out, but I will tell you exactly what you need to do. It's pretty obvious, I think. So what is the bass behind that first complete bar? Well, it's this. It's our old friend umpa, and it's D asterisk, that means it's the D bass is at the chin end, on the push, and you play the D bass with finger number 2, and pa, the D chord, with finger number 1, all on the push, pa. So that gives you. So the first D bass goes with the B note on the G row, and then the chord goes to the A, and then the bass note goes with the low D note, and then the chord goes with the A again. So it's fairly obvious, I think. And the pickup bar is called bar naught, and the first complete bar on the second stave there is called bar 1. And you can see an A in a box. That refers to the A part of the tune because there's an A part and a B part. And there's a funny, sort of very fancy sign there, which is for our repeat, and we'll deal with that a bit later on. Right, so that's our pickup bar and our first bar completed. 1, 2, 3. Like that. Now, if I forget how this tune goes, I always sing, "How much is that doggy in the window?" Obviously, the second part of that is not the same. So the first 5 notes are the same as "How much is that doggy in the window?" If you know that tune, you may not. You see? Anyway, that helps me. It may or may not help you.